So I want to kind of dig a little bit deeper on one aspect of, again, there's so much here. We've written a lot about this. We've focused on this for so many years. So I'm just giving you a tiny little snippet, which is servicing your values. And I quote there something that I very much believe in. It's my quote. You are living your story today that you will write about tomorrow, right? So you are living the story today that you will write about tomorrow. And what that basically means is everything you're having, any life happening, a life happening for me today, and something fundamentally important that kind of corresponds with my values happens today, I will maybe write about that in a year or 2 or 3, should I have been applying to the Kennedy School or to any other graduate program. So you want to make sure, but the way that I live today is because I put myself in that situation, because I know what my values are. And I put myself in situations that allow me to have that life experience, which then I can then write about later on. And I'm not saying disingenuously forcing an experience to happen, but putting yourself out there is just so fundamentally important. One of the things for folks who know me, know how obsessive I am about travel. It's a very easy way of having life experiences, because you throw yourself out there into a foreign environment, extremely foreign environment, and you have to adapt, and you have to learn, and you have to be resourceful, and you have to be vulnerable. And that's what I get from all my travel experiences. And by doing that, I gain so much knowledge and a sense of understanding, not only of myself, obviously, but of those around me, that sense of tolerance. So that's kind of where I'm able to do that. Other people have life experiences from their professional or from their family or from certain hobbies or skills that they start to take on. But let's just take a quick look at some of these: activism, authenticity, adventure, community engagement, creativity, curiosity, digital literacy. These are all different things that are maybe very important to you, that are triggers that open up other things that you may seek and other things that will allow you to have those life happenings. Leadership may be very important to you, so you seek that, right? Love may be very fundamentally important to you. It should be. And then you kind of talk about that. You see how it kind of manifests. It's incredible, the stories that you can hear from people when they become vulnerable and they focus on those values that are just so core and fundamental to them. And those values really come from the life experiences that they have. I don't believe that they were just ingrained in you genetically. They were exposed to you, and then you gravitated to it. And maybe that gravitating to that core value may be genetic, but a lot of it's nurture and how you kind of bring it all together. And that is so, so important to being able to be authentic in the story creation process. We got a question here. Hi, Hamada. How likely are the essay prompts to change from last year? Great question. Let's definitely get to that question, but it's going to come up in a little bit, because I suspect that maybe one question, maybe 2 will change, but from 6 to 7 essays, I don't think that's going to change significantly. And we'll get to those today as well. And we spoke about some of those last time. So after you started the story creating process, we started doing the storyboarding process, which is just dumping all those things onto like a Google Doc, or I have something called Good Notes. So I can actually handwrite on my iPad. And you can just kind of keep writing and scrolling and writing and scrolling and writing and just keeping that there. So that's what I want. And so for some of my clients, when we do these questionnaires so that we can kick off the process, we tell them, look, I know it's hard to kind of think through all your life experiences, but why don't we just write down 10? Force yourself to think through 10 different life experiences that you've had, life happenings that you've had, and how that has shaped who you are and that are fundamentally important to you. And if there's just one baseline criteria, is how does that make you unique, right? So it could be, and we talk about that, self-assessment. What are your strengths? What are your talents? What are your skills? So maybe there's something that really gives you superpowers that other people don't have or don't like or don't think is important, right? We talk about your interests, your hobbies, your superpowers. We just mentioned superpowers, but skills, superpowers, hobbies, interests, talents, strengths, things that really kind of make you unique. And so like for me, I was thinking like, I love physical fitness. So then I think about all the competitions or all the things I've been involved in from that perspective and how that's helped me. I think about travel and all the countries I've been to and the experiences I've had. I think about, family orientation, love, a sense of gratitude for your family and what I've done in that perspective. Professional pursuits that I've done. What have I done there? And just keep pulling all these life happenings. It could be 10, it could be 15, it could be 20 items. Diverse perspectives, right? Cultural exposure, personal experiences, hardships, medical tribulations, all those things that make you diverse and make you unique, put it onto paper. And that's important, that last one, perspectives, because that's actually one of the essays that the Kennedy School will ask you. So even addressing that in advance is going to help you when that question does come up. Put that all into a Google Doc or some kind of form of writing things down in a very free-flowing, not worried about the number of experiences, not worried about what you're writing, just putting it down. That's the storyboarding or story dumping process.